Hi, welcome to a new story. The initial text makes reference to how in 1969, the U.S. Naval Force laid out a school for military pilots. It is formally alluded to as Contender Weapons School, yet the enlisted people refer to it as Top Gun. We see a few enlisted people and Naval Force men on the boats where the pilots take off or make their profits. Chief Pete Maverick Mitchell rides his bike to a base where he is set for a scramjet flight show, yet he is informed that Rear Admiral Chester Hammer Kane is en route to close the program down to divert reserves somewhere else. Not feeling dissuaded, Maverick takes the fly similarly as Kane shows up, and he flies it up high, taking it past its unique Mach 9 projection and hitting Mach 10, to the joy of the team. Nonetheless, Maverick attempts to take it quicker and winds up destroying the stream, yet he figures out how to launch in time. Kane reprimanded Maverick for his activities, yet while he needs to have Maverick grounded, Kane rather illuminates him that he has been gotten back to Nas North Island by his previous adversary, associate, Admiral Tom Iceman Kazansky. Maverick heads to the base to meet Vice Admiral Bo Cyclone Simpson and Rear Admiral Solomon Warlock Bates. Cyclone clarifies that he doesn't find in Maverick anything Ice finds in him, yet he illuminates Maverick regarding the job needing to be done. A rebel country is activity a uranium office, and Maverick should train another gathering of volunteers to figure out how to come to the base and bomb it. Maverick goes to a bar where he reunites with Penny Benjamin, an ex that he left some time prior, which irritated her naval commander father. She bears no hostility toward Maverick, however she winds up making him pay a round for everybody at the bar. At similar bar, the new class of pilots are there to drink. Among them is superstar Jake Hangman Saracen, who sees himself as the probably going to lead the new class. There is likewise Natasha, Phoenix, Trace, Robert, Bob, Floyd, Ruben, Payback, Fitch, and Mickey, Fanboy, Garcia. Entering minutes after the fact is Bradley, Rooster, Bradshaw, child of Maverick's late closest companion Goose. After Maverick's card declines, Penny has Hangman and Payback energetically toss Maverick out. Outside, Maverick watches Rooster playing the piano and is helped to remember Goose, however Maverick actually feels responsibility over Goose's passing. Maverick later meets with the pilots to present himself and go over the mission. Since the office is found profound at the lower part of a ravine, Maverick's arrangement to take it out includes having two planes obliterate the entry to the office prior to raising a ruckus around town itself. A portion of the pilots aren't installed, similar to Hangman. Rooster despises Maverick since he pulled Rooster's application and hampered his vocation by 4 years. Maverick then, at that point, happens with the dogfight practices with the pilots, flaunting his abilities to meddle with the more youthful group. The pilots that bomb their activities are compelled to do push-ups. Later on, Hangman finds Rooster's association with Maverick. Maverick returns to the bar to take care of Penny what he owes her. He then, at that point, goes through the midday on her boat with her, and there is obviously still a flash between them. In the following round of activities, Maverick clarifies for the pilots about how they might lose oxygen and cognizance on the off chance that they fly too high, help them to remember how high and low they should go when they complete their main goal. During the activity, Rooster is displayed to use a more wary methodology in his flying. Hangman raises Maverick's fellowship with Goose, which incites Rooster into almost going after Hangman, however different pilots split them up. Ice demands Maverick go visit him. He is experiencing throat malignant growth and can basically impart through a PC. Maverick communicates his anxiety over working with Rooster, expecting that something will happen to him like with Goose. Ice lets him know he should work intimately with Rooster, and he figures out how to address Maverick and let him know that the youthful pilots need him more than he understands. Cyclone ventures out onto the runway to observe that no one is there. He tracks down that Maverick brought the pilots over to the ocean side to play football as a holding exercise, which seems to work since they are having a good time. Maverick later goes out with Penny and tells her that he pulled Rooster's application since his mom requested that Maverick care for him before she died. The pilots then go through a preparation exercise to strike the objective at a specific elevation and in a specific measure of time. Everybody neglects to finish the responsibility depending on the situation, with Phoenix expecting to discharge before her fly accidents. Maverick rebukes Rooster for how he handles his activity, prompting them quarreling about Maverick frustrating Rooster's flying vocation. They are interfered with when Warlock comes in to illuminate them that Ice has passed on. A burial service is held for him days after the fact, with Maverick, Penny, and different pilots in participation. Cyclone chooses to take over educational obligations from Maverick. At the point when he proposes an elective arrangement, different pilots appear to address him. Outside, the radars identify Maverick flying his jet to finish the activity, where he can fire at the objective on the ground barely in time, dazzling every one of the pilots, including Hangman. The mission is done, with Maverick picking Rooster as his partner, and being joined by Hangman, Phoenix, Fanboy, Payback, and Bob. They fly toward the office, with their close-by plane carrying warship terminating Tomahawk weapons at the base to annihilate the runway, causing foe planes to scramble back toward the objective. They figure out how to send off a rocket and obliterate the office, yet the foe sends more pilots after them. The pilots begin to fly back, however Maverick's stream is taken shots at, making him crash. Rooster pivots and goes to save Maverick. A chopper starts discharging at Maverick while he is walking, yet Rooster kills it, not long before his own stream is destroyed, yet he figures out how to launch himself in time. Maverick and Rooster rejoin and devise an arrangement to leave. They spot a F-14 Tomcat and assume command over it. They begin to take off and are sought after by foe jets, prompting a dogfight. Albeit Maverick figures out how to take two of them out with slugs and flares, they run out of weaponry similarly as a third stream comes their direction. Rooster is likewise incapable to launch himself, so the two acknowledge that they are going to bite the dust until Hangman comes through and annihilates the last fly. Maverick and Rooster return to the transporter, where their group praises them. Rooster and Hangman have a newly discovered regard for each other, while Rooster glances at Maverick the same way his dad checked him out. Rooster aids Maverick work on a P-51 Mustang in Maverick's shelter. Penny appears, and Maverick takes her for a trip in his plane. Rooster puts down a photograph of himself and Maverick right close to a more seasoned photograph of Maverick and Goose. Thank you for watching the entire story.